This is your host, Aldriama Harper, professional organizer and founder of OrganizeYourEnterprise.com, where entrepreneurs and busy professionals eradicate the clutter and distractions, eliminate the overwhelm in order to have clarity and focus while in pursuit of your endeavors. Welcome to the Organize Your Enterprise show.
For those of you who are listening, welcome to the podcast. This is an interview series that I'm doing. And I'm very, very excited to have some of the people that I've been meeting on Periscope. And it's just a wonderful platform. And Jen and I were just talking about this a few minutes ago, about how Periscope has really, really kind of changed the game for people, for business owners, and allows you to interact with people, people that maybe you haven't had a chance to impact, or maybe you have not had a chance to engage with. And so it really just kind of opens up the doors for you. But this is not a podcast about Periscope. But I just wanted to just kind of share with people, for those who are listening, who's not using Periscope, and integrating that into their business model. You might consider, doing that, because I've met some wonderful people. So Jen and I, like I said, we've met on Periscope, and so she started following me, I started following her, and then we started talking on Periscope and stuff, and so she joined my group, and so we've just been connected ever since. So JennVazquez is very passionate about health and fitness. She's a fitness trainer, and she'll correct me if I didn't describe it correctly. But she became passionate about health and fitness after battling her weight most of her life. She topped the scales at over 200 pounds at only 18 years old, and has been on an ongoing journey up and down ever since, losing, gaining, re-losing, and regaining several times through her 20s and 30s. Then a shift in her mindset came about in her mid-30s, and she had a newfound love of fitness, which has led her to finally lose the weight, keep it off, and be in the best shape of her life at 40 years old. I love this. I love this, because it is so important. Mindset is so important. And I know a lot of people talk about mindset. Even on the last podcast I was talking with Krista, we were talking about mindset. But mindset is like the beginning of the whole transformation process. I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to let Jen share what she wants to share on, fitness and all that good stuff, and we're just going to have a wonderful time on this podcast today. Welcome, Jen. Thank you for joining me, and how are you today?
Wow, thank you so much. That was so fun. I'm sitting here going like, wow, that sounds really cool. Sometimes you forget, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. And I appreciate you pointing out how important mindset is, because that really is step number one. I spent far too many years kind of in that yo-yo dieting, hating my body and just feeling that I needed to do something that was horrible and cruel and punishment, to make it look the way I wanted to look. And just shifting the mindset specifically away from how you look and more towards how you feel was huge for me. Stop focusing on the scale and the mirror and the aesthetics of it, and focus on feeling better, having more energy, sleeping better, being healthier, like all of the more important long-term benefits. But it definitely starts in the mind. I also have a degree in psychology, so I blend a lot of mindset. That is huge for me. I blend a lot of the mental with the nutrition and the exercise. Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite kind of phrases is that your thoughts become your emotions become your actions, and your actions become your habits and your results. Mm. So it all starts with your thoughts, because you can talk yourself into or out of almost anything. I think we've all done that. Where,
yes.
Like you pretend to call in sick and then you actually feel sick after because you've talked yourself into it. Your thoughts really, really, really influence. Your body believes everything your mind thinks. Your body doesn't know if it's real or not. So you can trick yourself.
Did I describe what you do accurately? Because I know you have a background in psychology and fitness and nutrition. So how would you describe, what it is you do? Is it a wellness coach? Is it what is it? Tell me what it is.
Yeah. That's the $1 million question, Elena. Well, I have several different certifications. So basically, you could call me a personal trainer. I'm a certified personal trainer.
Okay.
But I also happen to have a certification in weight loss specialty and a certification in behavior change and the degree in psych. So I call myself a weight loss and wellness coach because that incorporates fitness, nutrition, mindset. I want to be in your corner, cheering you on, rooting for you, helping you feel better, and the weight loss will come. But I don't lead with that anymore. Even though that's my specialty, I honestly don't care what people weigh. I want them to be happy and healthy.
That's such a good point too, because as we get older, and not only just as we get older, but there's so many images, online and on TV and all that stuff that we allow the media to kind of shape our ideas of what we should look like. I mean, and I can tell you from personal experience, I've fallen over and over again into that trap about, oh man, I should be looking like this, or I should, be like this, or whatever, and it has a tremendous effect on how we view ourselves and our value. Would you agree with that, or?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's two quotes that just came to mind, and I forget who said the first one. I think it was Emerson, wasn't it? Comparison is the thief of joy. It's a popular quote, and I'm forgetting who originally said it. But
I've heard that, yeah.
It will steal your joy. When you start comparing yourself to anyone or anything, it automatically just increases your stress and reduces your peace. And the other one is by a positive psychologist. I forget his first name, but his last name is Ellis. And he says we need to stop shoulding on ourselves.
I think I remember
should.
You know what? I remember you doing a scope about that. I remember that. Yeah.
Because it happens, I should do this, I should do that, I should look like this, I should whatever. I should be a better mom, I should cook healthier meals, I should, run for an hour every day, I should. And it just adds stress and guilt, and it's not good for your psyche.
Yes. I totally agree. So how do you do like boot camps and stuff?
I do. I'm a one-on-one certified personal trainer, so you can work with me one-on-one, or I do teach group classes. I'm in Massachusetts in the States, so locally here currently I teach 6 classes a week out of a couple of different studios. But I also do some things virtually through Skype. So depending where you are in the world, that's an option. I would like to build more of the coaching end of it, though, because this is what I love. I really just love sitting and talking to people and figuring out their goals and where they're at and what they need, what the next step is. And because I really feel like most people know what they want to do or need to do, and you can find exercise anywhere.
That's
you
true.
could go to YouTube and find a good workout.
That's true.
Not that it's always high quality. Be careful.
Right.
But there's gyms on every corner. So I'm trying to focus more on the coaching aspect because I feel like accountability and support is key.
Yeah, because you can go to I don't know, any gym. They don't necessarily that doesn't mean that they necessarily care about you,
it's
about
true.
your mindset and, where you are and where, they may have, it's kind of like, they may have one intention in mind, and that's for you to lose weight or whatever, but it sounds like where you come from is like, okay, what's your overall goal? And even, not just even that, but if I was to engage with you in, a session, you would want to kind of find out why is it that you want to lose weight, or you would probably come from that, maybe that point of reference as opposed to, okay, so how many pounds do you want to lose? Because anybody can do that, but without engaging in where I'm coming from a psychological standpoint, then, in other words, you may discover in our session, and may be like, okay, well, maybe you don't need to lose 20 pounds, maybe it's because you have a very poor self-image of yourself. You're trying to lose weight, and that's not the goal of this. I mean, I know I said a whole lot of stuff. Did I kind of describe it?
Yes, you did. I thought of a few things while you were talking. That was excellent.
Okay. Go ahead, share.
I made a career change. So this is relatively new to me. In the intro, you talked about how I've gained and lost and struggled with my weight, since puberty, basically. So this is fairly new to me. I've been in this industry for 3 years now, and I finally feel like I've figured it out and, I've made my spot. But initially, I was very disheartened. My first job in my first gym was exactly what you said, is they don't really care. And they're in the back room eating pizza and junk and then going out and telling their clients to, it was just, it was not fun. I was like, this is not what I signed up for. I want to help people. And it was really focused on money, on turning people over as quick as possible, get them in, get them out, sign them up for their next month or, whatever it is. And I was very discouraged. So finding someone that cares, like you said, about you and why you're here and why you want to do what you want to do. There's a pretty popular goal-setting technique in the fitness industry called setting SMART goals. So don't just say I want to be healthier or I want to lose weight. But SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. So instead of I want to lose weight, it's I want to lose 5 pounds by the end of the month. It has to be specific. You need to be able to measure it. It needs to be realistic and attainable for you. Like you said, maybe you think you need to lose 20 pounds, but maybe you don't. Maybe, just going down one dress size will give you what you need to make you feel better, look better, reduce your cholesterol, blood sugar, whatever it is you're trying to do. And then knowing your background, what you've tried before, what's worked, what doesn't. It's very individual. It's very specific. Culture comes into play, likes and dislikes. Even, your religion and your ethics. Some people are vegan, and, it's very, very, very diverse. So if you don't have somebody that's really getting to know you and your needs, it just doesn't work long term. There really is no one size fits all in this world.
Wow. Yeah. And I would, I can totally agree with you on that, because even in, organizing and productivity, that's the thing that, I try to stress to people, because, they look at the shows on TV, and the same would apply. The same would apply to your industry, but, they look at the shows on TV, and then they want me to come in and, in 2 hours, everything is organized. Well, it doesn't quite work that way, because there are things that's, going on that got you there, and it's not always, one thing, in particular that got you there, because I've dealt with all kinds of reasons, why people all of a sudden find themselves in a, clutter and, and things like that. So, but yeah, so that, I can definitely identify with your point there. Now, I wanted to ask you, because I know you specialize in like a gluten-free type of food. I don't want to say diet, because I know.
It's become a bad word in my world.
Yes. So, and I have got to be honest, because I have no clue about gluten. And do you get that question often? Like, what is it, and what is that gluten thing all about?
I do. I don't get it as much. You're so funny anymore, because it's become so kind of known. There's gluten-free stuff everywhere now. So even if you don't know what it is, you're aware of it. Like, you at least know it's out there, and a lot of people are doing it, even if you don't get it. It's not an option for me. I do it for medical reasons.
Okay.
I have food allergies and sensitivities and celiac disease, so it's an autoimmune issue for me. I literally get sick from it.
Oh.
But it took me a long time to figure that out. I had symptoms and issues for about 10 years before we finally figured out it was gluten, and I've been gluten-free for going on 6 years now, I believe. So it is a big part of my life, and it's something that took me a long time to figure out, and so it is something that I talk about quite often, and I have a free download on my website, Gluten-Free Guide. But basically, gluten is the protein that's in common grains like wheat, rye, and barley. And it is not digestible for many people. Oh, sorry, my home phone line is ringing. I'm calling you from my cell phone. Let me shut that off. Excuse me.
No problem.
And certain people like myself, our body doesn't recognize it at all, and it sends off an autoimmune, like attacks it like it's an enemy invader, and sets off an autoimmune response.
So how did you? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to elaborate that it's the protein in the grain, so it's what gives baked goods, your breads and cookies and whatever, that texture and doughy consistency. That's the elasticity.
So how did you know that that's what it was? Because I know you said it took you a while. How did you figure it out that that's what it was?
Yeah, part intuition and part research and part trial and error. I've always had a sensitive digestive system. I've had a milk allergy since I was a kid. So I'm in tune with when I eat something and things go wrong, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So, and it got worse as I got older. So my milk allergy as a kid was mild. I could have a little and get away with it. But as I got older, I couldn't do that anymore. It became very severe, and I couldn't, not even a bite, make me sick. So I went completely dairy-free, and that helped, but I was still having symptoms and issues, and, I just didn't feel good, and they couldn't figure out why. I had my thyroid checked. I was even on blood pressure medication at one point in my 20s when I was relatively, I was probably about 40-ish pounds overweight at that point. So I wasn't in perfect health, but I wasn't, obese or, and I was young enough, and, just all these little things that they couldn't figure out. Even like gum disease and cavities, like strange, random things. Wow. That because it's an autoimmune, so your body just freaks out. You're having symptoms and reactions somewhere. Eczema, my skin reacted, just weird things. And I just like I said, intuition, I kept hearing about elimination diets and food allergies and sensitivities, and the gluten thing was not quite mainstream at that point, but it was a little bit more well known. So I started looking into it, and I just tried an elimination diet, which is where you just eliminate all possible allergens. I was already dairy free, so gluten, soy, nuts, several of the other most popular allergens, and reintroduced it. And I tried it 4 times because I didn't want it to be true. Wow. I eliminated gluten, eliminated it, and then, had it for dinner one night, like, okay, let's see what happens. I had a bad reaction, and I wrote it off. No, it might not have been that. It might have been XYZ,
Wow.
Let me try it again. Yeah, I did it, and the fourth time was like, this is it.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really just keeping a food log is a big thing. I ask a lot of people to keep a food log, especially when you're first making changes, just to become aware of what you're eating and how you feel after. You might not realize your afternoon crash is because of what you ate for lunch, or you can't drag yourself out of bed in the morning. Could be because of the snack you had before bed. Like, there's sometimes you can find connections on your own. But if you really suspect gluten, I need to make a disclaimer, you should talk to your doctor first, because there are medical tests and allergy tests they can do. Once you eliminate it from your diet, it's too late to go back and get a diagnosis. It needs to be in your system to test. Still, some people that don't have a full-blown allergy, like you don't have an autoimmune reaction, you can still be sensitive to certain foods.
Okay. I don't know how to even start to eliminate gluten. I mean, because I don't know. I mean, and maybe that'll be another whole new podcast or a coaching session or something. But but so
it's hard. It's everywhere. It does take a lot of effort.
Yeah, just like sugar is everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, if you eliminate sugar, you will pretty much not be eating, anything.
Yeah.
I mean, everything, bread, everything has sugar in it,
It sure does.
Anyway, so I know you had some points that you wanted to share with us. So feel free to share some tips that's going to help us through the holidays, because that is the time when people tend to just fall off the wagon, or it's like, okay, we've got, apple pies and all this kind of pumpkin pies and all this kind of stuff, during the holidays. So I really wanted people to just kind of have, some tips that they can use to empower them to go through the holidays without feeling, oh my gosh, I just fell off the wagon, and oh my gosh, I've just, done all this and can't seem to recover. Because one of the things that is one of the things that happens to people when they start, a new plan, or a new, even in organizing, it doesn't matter what it is. They start something, they're pretty much on track, and, they're moving along, and then some activity, event, or a season, like the holiday season, comes up and just gets you off course. So help us to kind of empower ourselves so that we don't, we're not facing that issue come January when everybody is, in the gym. You can't even get in there.
It's hysterical. I love it. My first thought, I'm glad you said that, was to start now. Because, you will not get on my schedule in January. I mean, January, everybody wants to start in January. It's the busiest time of year for me. But don't wait till then. So start now. More so, like we said from the beginning, because it will make you feel better. It will reduce your stress level. During the holidays, our calendars are fuller. Our to-do lists are longer. Our stress levels are higher. It's more important than ever to take care of yourself. So start now before it gets out of control is step number one. What else did I want to say? And I like the fact that you said that, getting on and off the wagon. And I've actually started saying people, just get off the wagon, because it's not working for you. Think about you're on a path, you're on a journey, you're on a road. It bends, it turns, it has hills and valleys, but you stay on it. No matter where it goes, you're still on it. So don't let small slips, like you said, you're doing well, you're taking action, you're creating good habits, and then something happens and you have a bad day, or you eat half a bag of potato chips or whatever it may be. I've done it. I'm guilty. My hand is
me too.
and then you think, oh, forget it. I give up. I blew it. And you just go completely off the rails. And that should not happen. Don't let a small slip turn into a big slide. So
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Say that one more time.
Slide.
Turn into a slide.
Turn into a slide. Another analogy, it's the same point, but this one works. I like this one, is if you have one flat tire, you pull over and fix it. You don't slash the other 3 to make it even.
Wow.
So don't let your one flat tire, your one bad day or whatever it is, completely pull you over to the side of the road and, leave you stranded. Fix it, get back on the road. So again, these go back to more mindset tips. If you want practical how-to tips, part of my formula for all of my clients is step number 1 is to increase their water intake. Mm-hmm. Most people are not drinking enough water, and the old formula of 8 servings of 8 ounces is low. Most people need significantly more than that. My personal goal every day is 100 ounces. But
yeah, I saw on your site. I thought you had like 80 ounces or something like that.
Yeah, I recommend 80 for most people minimum.
That's a lot of water.
It's a lot of water, I know. And if you think, the 64 is a lot, bumping up to 80 or 100 is a really lot. But that's my point, is most of us are way under drinking water, underhydrated. Mm-hmm. It depends on your weight, your size, how active you are, how much caffeine you drink. There's some variables. Mm-hmm. But I find in that 80 range minimum works for most people. But just increase, baby steps. It's all about taking one step better, one step better, one step better. So if you're only drinking 4 glasses now, increase it to 6. Like just taking steps in that direction will help. But especially, again, during the holidays, because you're having extra snacks, extra sugar, extra sodium, extra stress, the water's going to help flush all that out and keep you from being so bloated. So it really helps. And then another tip is to increase your fiber and your protein. Again, during the holidays, we tend to fill up on high-fat, high-sugar treats. So if you can offset those, you have them occasionally, allow yourself some treats, plan for them. But in between your events or your functions or your holidays, really focus on higher quality nutritious foods, specifically high fiber, which would mean lots of vegetables, and higher protein. Protein helps keep you full longer, has a higher satiety factor, so it helps control cravings, and you won't go looking for a snack an hour later.
Oh my gosh.
So water, right? Water, fiber, protein, and then of course I am a personal trainer, so I want you to exercise. Because not only because it burns calories, but again, reduces stress, will make you feel better. It is an appetite suppressant, so not only during that time that you're exercising are you not eating, but generally at least about an hour after, you're still not hungry. It takes time for your digestion to kind of kick back in after the workout.
I did not realize that. Okay.
Yeah, you're that's why you can't, it's one of the reasons you can't eat right before a workout. Don't go swimming until half an hour after you've eaten, because once you start being active and your blood starts pumping, your stomach, your digestion shuts down. Like it can't do 2 things at once.
Gotcha.
Or can't do those 2 things at once anyway.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you don't want anything in your stomach while you're exercising. So there's at least 2 hours a day that you can't eat, because during your workout, a little bit before, a little bit after.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Go ahead. Sorry.
No worries. And then rest. The final tip in my formula, my top secret weight loss formula, is water, nutrition, exercise, and rest. is key. A lot of us burn the candle at both ends, and we're not doing ourselves any favor by jumping out of bed an extra hour early if we haven't rested and recovered fully. Especially if you start adding some intense exercise into your schedule, into your plan, your body, your muscles recover while you're sleeping. You cause stress and damage to your body during the exercise. It needs sleep to recover and rebuild.
Okay. Your secret formula.
I know. Not a secret.
Yeah, but, it's so many of us will, kind of, because I'm guilty of this, we kind of add a little bit of this or take away a little bit. We may follow the formula and say, well, I only need 3 hours of sleep. I don't really need to do that. And so now we've already, done damage to the formula. So let's just quickly go over that your secret formula one more time. And then let me get some more water because I knew I had to drink a lot of water because I was going to be talking
to you go.
To you, Jen.
Guzzle.
So, okay. All right, so let's recap your secret formula.
Sure.
And this, it pretty much works for, everybody. I mean, this is something that, this works for everybody, which is a good start to jump off. And I'm like you, let me say this, then I'll let you get to your secret formula again. We'll recap. But I'm like you when it comes to, starting a productivity program. A lot of people, they wait until January. Oh, I need to manage my time better. Oh, I need to get organized. Oh, I need to, clean out this and do that. And, I tell people all the time, don't wait to do that and, to start now. So I totally get it, when you say, don't wait. And I believe that could be for any type of lifestyle change that you're going to incorporate into your daily activities, because if you can't even get in the gym
right no
in January so it's just I can't bring that point home any more than, start now. I am totally in agreement with you on that. Okay, so having said that and beaten that dead horse, go ahead, recap your points again, and then we'll wrap it up here shortly.
Okay. One thing real quick I just thought of while you were saying that is I want to point out that trying to lose weight during the holidays may not be realistic. Many of us need to just go into maintenance mode during the holidays.
Gotcha.
Like just trying not to gain weight would be a positive thing, right? For many people, because I don't know about you, but I can literally gain like 5 pounds in a weekend. So that may be just a shift in focus. Like start now. Maybe you lose a few pounds between now and when the holiday season starts, so you go into it feeling good, and then maintain.
That's a very good point. Very good point.
Yeah. It's a very hard time of year to try to actually lose weight. Just try to avoid any more potential damage. maybe the best we can do. All right. So the secret formula is water, and again, it varies per person. I would like to focus on at least 80 ounces a day for most people. A general rule of thumb is half of your body weight. So if you're a 200-pound person, you're looking at 100 ounces every day. But again, it varies depending on how active you are, how much caffeine you drink, different things like that. When I'm working with new clients, I challenge them to drink a gallon a day, which is 128 ounces. That's a lot of water.
That's a lot of water, yeah.
But just increase. The bottom line is just more than what you're doing now. Just, take baby steps. And then fiber and protein, so cleaning up your nutrition, trying to avoid packaged processed foods, whole, real, fresh foods as much as possible. Specific guidelines on fiber is anywhere from 25 to 35 grams if you want a specific number per day. Start slow. If you're not eating a lot of fiber now, don't increase it too drastically overnight. And because that could cause problems. And guidelines on protein, again, vary anywhere from 0.5 gram per pound up to about 1 gram per pound. So again, if you're 200 pounds, you're looking at about 100 grams of protein per day. But I honestly don't like people to get bogged down in the counting and the tracking and just focus on more. If you're only eating like 2 vegetables a day, increase it to 3. And if you're only eating protein 2 meals a day, increase it to 3. Just focus on adding more of the good, more of the foods that help keep you full and give you nourishment. And then exercise. I like people to exercise at least 4 days a week because then you're exercising more often than you're not. 4 days on, 3 days off. But don't take your 3 days off in a row because momentum works both directions. When you're active,
that's a good point.
when you're active, it's easier to stay active. When you're not active, it's easier to not be active. So I find more than 2 days off in a row, it's really hard to get back into it. So like an every other day type schedule works really well for most people. And then your rest. And 7 to 9 hours for most adults has been shown by research to be what most adults need to adequately recover and wake up feeling refreshed.
Wow. 7 to 9.
I know, right?
Whew.
most people think 6 is a luxury. That's why this is the stuff. It's simple. It's not fancy, but this is the stuff that works. This is what, if you focus on these things.
In Jenn's world, what's a typical day in Jenn's world?
That's a really good question. It depends on the day. My schedule varies depending on my work schedule, class schedule, client schedule. But do you want
So you get up.
Or?
Kind of like, so you get up, typical, time of the day you get up. I know your schedule is going to vary in terms of clients and things like that. Mine does too. But so like you get up at 4 a.m.
Oh, mercy, no. I actually like to get 8 hours. I'm one of those people that is a little extravagant with my sleep. But 7 minimum.
That's why you look so amazing. You look amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Part of it's genetics. My mom has good skin, good hair.
And can I say this? You have the most amazing cheekbones. I mean,
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, when I see you like on the scope, on your scopes and stuff, I'm like, gosh, she's got amazing cheekbones. So anyway,
I've learned to appreciate them. When when you're younger, you don't appreciate your uniqueness. And
exactly.
My face was too square and too whatever and blah blah blah. So thank you. I appreciate
You're welcome. Okay, so back to the typical.
Okay, so today I got up early and I had a fitness class at 6:15 a.m. So I got up at 5:30, which is early for me. I don't do that every day. But I went to bed at like 10 o'clock last night, so I got my 7-ish hours in. I got up, I did a yoga class first thing this morning, and then I had breakfast and got my son off to school. And my early morning breakfast is light. I had an apple with some almond butter. I sprinkle some hemp seeds and some vanilla protein powder on the almond butter on the apple. Can you picture that? Does that make sense?
Interesting. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting combination.
I know. I'm trying to increase my healthy fats and the hemp seeds and my protein and the protein powder. So that was my breakfast and a cup of coffee. I'm not perfect. I drink coffee. But I don't add any sugar to it. So broad overview. Let me give you.
So you like? Let me ask you this. So you like your coffee straight black?
I put a splash of coconut milk in it.
Oh.
And sometimes I'll put a little stevia if I want it sweet, if it's really strong coffee.
Okay.
But, so I was just going to say, let me give you the overview, and then I'll go into some specifics. I work out generally 6 days a week, varying between some are high-intense strength training, some are lower-intense yoga. I've started training for the Boston Marathon, she said, with fear in her throat. It's terrifying. But so now I've started to try to incorporate running into my schedule 2 days a week. So it's varied, but I do something 6 days a week, and I take 1 day off to rest. I generally try to work out in the morning because I feel that's what works best for me. I feel better. I have more energy. I get my day started. However, I do teach fitness classes 4 days a week, so in the evenings. So some days I can't do both, and I have to pick one over the other. And then, as we talked about, my diet tends to be mostly plant-based, lots of fiber, lots of veggies, fruits, nuts, seeds, beans. I try not to eat too many packaged processed foods. No gluten, no dairy. I have some other things like egg yolk and soy, and I also choose to have no sugar as much as possible because I am very sensitive to it and tend to have addictive tendencies towards it. It just doesn't do me any good, so I try to avoid it. So that's the broad outline. But then the day-to-day, like I said, today would be early morning, light breakfast, coffee, get my son off to school. I'm doing some work. I'm talking to you. I'll eat again when we're done with this call because I'm already hungry, even though it's not lunchtime. I eat probably at least every 3 hours. I'm one of those people that smaller meals more often works for me.
Yeah.
I don't say that everybody has to do that. I think some people do better just eating 3 or 4 times throughout the day, but at least 3 times a day. Some people are only eating like twice a day, and that's not enough, in my opinion. So I'll have another like mid-morning snack, then lunch. I don't know. My day's not very exciting, I guess. Some clients, some phone calls, some work. So I don't know. I teach. What day is it? Tuesday. So I'll be teaching a PIO class tonight. And then I hang out with my family. I shut down by 8 p.m. I'm home. No computer. No clients. I work every night. I teach a fitness class, 4 nights a week. But I'm home by 7:30 usually. Tonight I'll be home by 8. And I don't schedule anything any later than that. It's family time.
Yeah, that's really important. I have found that, I have a tendency to fall into the workaholic thing because when you love what you do, you're always in it. You're always, either you have a hard time kind of shutting it off. And I do. I have a hard time shutting it off. Because I'm always, if I just see the word organizing, I'm like, okay, what's that about? So
I'm a creative person, so I was like having ideas. Oh, I should go do this, and I should go do that, or I can relate to that. But that's why I make myself. And right now, I don't know if you're a fan of The Voice. It's The Voice season as we're recording this. And that's kind of my teenage son and I. That's our thing. We plop down on the couch and we sit and watch The Voice together. So I have a date with him at 9 p.m. tonight on the couch.
I actually don't watch it a lot. I watched it last night only because it was just on. But that's not because it's not a good not because it's not a good show. For me, I just tend to, I don't know, it's really weird.
Yeah.
And it's because I get caught up in their
my
progress.
My heart breaks. Yeah,
yes.
My heart breaks when these adorable, fabulous people
yes.
are sent home.
Yeah, and so it's like I don't know, and so I just tend to not watch it, So anyway,
there's not many shows I like, and there's not many reality shows. Period.
Oh yeah,
That's probably the only one.
Yeah.
But anyway. So, yeah, I try to fit my work into my day as much as possible, while husband's at work and kids are at school, and do what I need to do so that I can honor my priorities in the evening and spend time with them. And it works well most of the time. It is hard to shut down, though. It is a definite it takes effort because there's many things we could and should be doing, right? That's when those shoulds come in. Nope. What's done is done, and it is what it is.
Sometimes you have to get to the point where you're like, okay, this is good enough.
Yeah, exactly.
This is good enough. So yeah. Now I know, and and maybe we could do, because I was thinking about this as we were talking, doing like a live call where people will call in or come on the line, and if they have questions or whatever about starting the program. I thought about at first I was going to do that, and I thought, well, no, let's just do a podcast. But then I thought maybe we could do that like next time or something. Maybe because it's the last of October. And maybe, I know, can you believe it? Maybe I don't know, maybe we could do something in a few weeks or something right before the holidays. Maybe that's when people will, need something, some help. And we can, kind of, invite people to come on and say, okay, what kind of help do you need, before you go off to grandma's and or you're planning your, Thanksgiving meal or whatever. So maybe we'll do something like that. I think that might be kind of fun. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were saying
No, I was just gonna say like a healthy holidays kind of, I don't know, survival.
Yeah, I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to call it, but anyway. Maybe. So yeah, I think that might be kind of fun. So, and I know as we've kind of hung out on Periscope and all that kind of stuff, I know that you are a believer and a faith-filled person, and so a woman of faith, and so I love that, and I know that you incorporate faith into your programs because you on your site you have a 10-day faith and fitness challenge, and so before we close out, I wanted to just make sure that people knew about your website and how to reach you and all that good stuff. So feel free to go ahead and share all of your contact information, what you have going on in your business, and all that good stuff. If you got some freebies you want to share or something that you want to share, just go for it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. I probably should have said that from the get-go. But I think, like I said in the beginning, my mission is to help you feel good and live better and be happier from the inside out. And part of that is because of my faith. And I want you to live with peace and joy and love. And it starts from the inside. Self-love. Love yourself so you can love others. Thank you for pointing that out. And the best way to find me is right on my site, which is my name, JennVazquez.com. It is kind of tricky to spell because I spell Jen with two N's, so Jenn, and Vasquez has two Z's, Vazquez. If you could use proper names in Scrabble, it would be a great Scrabble word. With all the Z's and the Q's, but you can't. So JennVazquez.com. My contact info is there. People can leave me a voicemail or an email or find my Facebook page or anything they want to do. It's all on there on the contact page. I have 20-minute complimentary consults. If anyone just wants to chat with me and kind of talk about their goals and how I might be able to help them, they could sign up for that on there as well. That's on the online fitness tab. Right from the home page, the tabs are pretty self-explanatory, the contact and the online fitness. There are 2 freebies. Actually, there's 3, but 2 that your people might be interested in based on what we talked about. There's a gluten-free tab. Again, right from the home page, you'll see the tab. It says gluten-free. And you click on the link that says free report, and I will send you to your inbox my detailed guide of what gluten is and what symptoms it could be causing and why you might want to give it up and how, kind of a lot more detail than what we talked about in this call. And then, even more interesting probably to your audience, is the weight loss guide. And that's, again, will be emailed directly to your inbox, kind of my top tips on clean eating, what it is, how to do it, what to look for when you're looking at food labels, and my more details on my secret formula. That is on the free weight loss guide. If you want the direct link, I don't know if you're going to put like show notes together or something. It's JennVazquez.com/WL guide, weight loss guide.
Awesome. Well, okay, so Jen, I really, really appreciate you joining me today, and you got a great looking website here. I mean, not only
you're the second person this week to tell me that. Thank you.
I mean, it's very, very informative. She's got, for those of you who would be listening to this later, she's got videos on her site. She's got, as I'm kind of clicking through right now, your favorite stores. Go ahead. You were going to say?
Oh yeah, the store. I forgot about it. There's it's a blog site as well. So on the right hand side, you'll see the most recent posts, and you can kind of look through and see different topics that might interest you. The store is a link to all of my favorite things on Amazon. So the protein powder I like, supplements I take, the home workout gear that I use, and different things like that have helped me and have helped my clients. There's direct links to Amazon on there if any of that interests you. Some of my scopes are on there, and some, but I put a few up.
Yeah, and some other videos. It's very cool, very cool. Gave me some ideas. I need to put my scopes out there because I don't even have my scopes on my site.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's very, very, very cool. Very cool. Okay, so again, for those of you who are listening, you want to go to JennV as in Victor, AZ as in Zebra, QUEZ.com. Make sure that you go to her website and sign up for all the freebies that she's got. But not only that, I mean, she's got so much content and information on here that can help you in your weight loss, not just weight loss journey, but your fitness journey in terms of maintaining good health and all that kind of stuff. She's also got personal development, gluten-free stuff, recipes, and training and all that good stuff. So you definitely want to go and check out JennVazquez.com. So, Jen, I have really enjoyed our time together here. I know you have things that you need to do. You've got clients today, right? So
I do, and I need to eat.
Yeah. More importantly.
First things first.
Yeah, that's right. And so I really appreciate you spending some time with me today. And
my pleasure.
Yeah, and I look forward to the many, many things that God is doing in your life and in your family and in your business. And I am so glad that we got a chance to connect on Periscope. And I know none of this happened by accident. I believe in the fact that God allows us and navigates circumstances so that we can connect, whether it's Periscope or online or whatever it is. So it's no accident. So I really appreciate, the time that you spent with me on the call, and we'll do some more things in the future, maybe have some live calls like I was just sharing, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I appreciate you, and I just wanted you to know that that I really enjoyed our time together today.
Oh, thank you so much. I did as well. Thank you for having me here, for the opportunity to share. It's definitely my passion. I could talk about this all day, but
I hear you.
Well,
I hear you.
We'll do take 2 at another
There
time.
you go. That sounds great. All right, dear. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and we will talk to you later.
All right. Thank you so much. God bless.
So, same at you, girl.
Be well.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.